All right, awesome. So far we have learned about Docker. We have learned about Docker Compose. We have seen how we can use Docker Compose to run both Node and Mongo on a single system, and still both making both of them act as an individual entity, totally independent of each other. Yeah. So the next thing we will do is let's build our very first Hello World project and try to execute it, try to run it. All right. So this node boilerplate, this entire project, this will act as RESTful. It will be used to build all the REST APIs. So in this node application, we will write APIs, and these APIs will be consumed by the front end, which we will write in either React or Angular in the later chapters. Okay. Now, in order let's get it started first. Now let's to get this project, I click on clone, copy this URL. Okay. Now open the command prompt. So if you are using Windows, then open command prompt. If you are using Ubuntu, open Bash. And since I am on Mac, I'll open terminal. Now let's change directory to desktop. Please note, please note, this is the path of the desktop on my local machine. It is not necessary that it will be same on your machine as well. So what you can do best is, if you are not able to switch to the desktop, CD to the desktop, just Google it. How to CD to desktop on Windows, on uh, Ubuntu or any other operating system that you are using. Alright, now we will take a clone of our project. Now you can see that a folder node boilerplate has already been created, and it is actually pulling all the files from the project. Now let's cd to this project node boilerplate. All right, and once this is done, so now let's open this with an editor. I'll use Sublime Text to write code. You can use any editor of your choice. You can use Notepad Plus and whatever editor you want. All right. So over here you can see there are two files. One is the Docker file and the second is the Docker Compose file. Docker file is the base file on top of which the entire application is compiled and it runs. So we have already seen that. I have already explained you all these things. And the other file is a Docker Compose file. So we have already seen how this works as well, right? Now let's simply run this application. Let's run this application. Run this application. Type this command docker compose and up. Now you will see that it is doing a couple of things. It is first pulling Mongo because Mongo was our first service. All right, and then since Mongo is a big image, so it takes some time to download this entire thing. And depending on your internet speed, it may take it around 5 to 10 minutes as well. So mine is a pretty fast internet. So let's see. So like I said, since this is the first service, it will first build Mongo. And suppose if app was the first service, then what would have happened? Even in that case, it would have built Mongo. Why? Because app depends on Mongo. So there are certain dependencies of app on Mongo. So in any way, we have to build Mongo first. Yeah. So it does all these things and then it installs Mongo. It is pulling up the image. So it will take with this much time only for the first time when you are building this, when you are running Docker Composer. So once this entire thing is downloaded, it won't take time. It will be very quick. Now the second is it is now building Node from Node colon latest. So now it is running Node application. In Node, you can see build dot, it runs Docker file. Now Docker file here, we are pulling an image of Node. So this is again an official Docker image of Node that we are working on. So let's wait for a few seconds, and I hope Node will be up quite soon. So it's almost there. So first, what it does is it downloads, then it extracts, and when the extraction is complete, then the pull is complete. So a single image can have multiple containers. So these are the separate containers. So it basically if you mix up multiple containers, it creates one image. So but a single image can have just one container as well. It can be a group of multiple containers as well. So what is ideally suggested is to use Docker Compose because it keeps track of all the files, all the dependencies, all the ports, commands, volumes. It keeps the data persistent as well. And there is one more benefit of using Docker Compose. So do you know that in Docker the data is not persistent, right? So to keep the data persistent, we use extender folder. So this is the folder of the container, and this is the folder of your local machine. So if you will just use this one, then it will store all the data that you have entered in the database in this storage area. And once this is done, once you stop this container, once you stop the application, this data will be lost. So just to keep it persistent, we also keep a whenever this data gets written over here, a copy of it is written over here as well. So here now we can see that node image has been built, and now the second things are happening. The other things are happening. The other things are like this copy thing. See, it copied it from here, then exposing the commands. So all these are the actions that is defined in the Docker file. All right. So after building all with these two images, then it creates the Mongo container, then it creates an app container, and then it runs Mongo, and then it runs app. Now you can see that our server is up and running. All right. Now how will we check if our server is running or not? So uh, in the code, we have already defined a page where we can see a response. So let's check that. Now I will type localhost command API v1 v1 ping. Now this is what we get. All right. So our server is returning a response. This means that everything is working completely fine, and we have created our very first Hello World node application. Congratulations.